MASSAPPEAL and can't forget, and I can't imagine how the other record could be any more full on than what that was.
You look exhausted.
Good grief, Brett, thank you very much for coming in and bringing us this record.
Pleasure.
It's fantastic. What can I say after that?
Thanks for letting us bring it in.
It's a 7-track EP. Your first release?
Yeah, it is.
Why did you decide to do a 7-track EP as opposed to a single? It's fairly adventurous.
Well, it was mainly we just wanted to get as many songs as possible on the record. I don't think it's fair if you release a single. I don't think two songs are worth a single. I don't think they're worth $3, 2 songs. And originally we wanted to do more than we said you could do a 7-inch and put 3 songs on it. We said, oh no, we'd rather do a 12-inch and get more on. It was originally 8, but 1 got mucked up, so we've left that off. So we've just put the 7 out. I just think 12-inch. I don't think singles are worth 2 songs. I think there should be more songs on it. So we just put as many on as we possibly could.
Right. This music, I mean, you'd call it what, hardcore?
Yeah. When I define, I wouldn't call it. Most people will call it punk, but as far as I'm concerned, I call punk English music. But the way we play's got its roots more in the American style, which is more hardcore. And I think you define more. I'd define English as punk and American as hardcore, and it's just got its roots in hardcore.
Right. You've actually set up got quite a network of people that play this kind of stuff all over the world. How did you establish that kind of thing?
I didn't establish it. It's
well,
just
no,
there.
I mean, how did you contact these people?
There's just a communication. There's just a complete underground communication going on between bands that play this sort of music all around the world. And I mean, they're just everywhere. They're in Brazil, Peru, Germany, Italy, England. They're just in the most bizarre places. You've got no idea. I mean, there's bands in Poland. A couple of Polish bands have just toured through Yugoslavia. I mean, actually, there's one gig in Poland once a year that has about, I think about 20 bands or something. And I know last year they had 8,000 to 10,000 people at the gig. I mean, it's unbelievable. People just don't know about it. It's just there. It's just huge. I mean, at a gig in LA, at a big gig in LA, they get like 5,000 people to gigs like that play this sort of music.
Are these bands that you're talking
better than
about?
us, but I mean, they're still good.
Are the bands that you're talking about, is their music available in Australia?
Only through the import stores, or who like people that bring them in, and I mean, it's just a whole underground network. But the network sort of goes on where they try to keep their things out of the shops and people that are in it for profit, and it's just people just swapping. Like we'll no doubt be swapping copies of this record for bands, and I'll be sending copies to Italy and Germany, and I'll be getting Italian stuff back and German stuff back for it, whoever wants it.
To sell here? To
sell here, yeah. It's just the way it works.
So is there quite a large sort of underground set here then as well? Is that what you're saying?
Probably in Melbourne more so than Sydney, but Sydney's getting pretty good at the moment. It was a decent size around 81, 82, and I think it sort of died off for a couple of years, but it's coming. I don't know. It's hard. We're just going to have to see what happens with the record. I mean, we've got, without being arrogant, we've got further than any other Sydney punk band has, and we'll go further than what we are now.
Mm. So the Melbourne bands, you're talking about people like Vicious Circle?
Yeah, Vicious Circle and Depression and Gash and all those bands, and Arm the Insane and Children of Sorrow and Extremes, and there's just heaps of them.
There's lots in Melbourne, yeah.
There's lots and lots of them in Melbourne. So it's a really good scene in Melbourne. I mean, it's just really good down there. I mean, it's good here as well, but it's just bigger down there.
Have you played in Melbourne?
We went down to Melbourne in Christmas with the Hard-Ons, and we played one gig we played, there was 7 bands from all around Australia. Queensland, 2 from us and the Hard-Ons from Sydney, a couple of bands from Melbourne, and a band from Perth. And a band from Adelaide as well, I think.
Mm. Well, on this record, just if we can get back to the record, the 7 tracks, when we were talking to Ray before, he said that their lyrics weren't necessarily an important part of what the band was on about. It was more just the music.
Yeah, well, that's completely opposite with us. They're like they're probably Yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, you've got to have the music to go with the words, and if your music's no good, and obviously people aren't going to really give a toss about you. I mean, Crass, an English band called Crass, sort of proved that. I mean, they were just really, really important. I think people just got sick of them, and you know, I mean, you've got to have the music to go with the words, but the music are just really important with us.
So do you write all the words yourselves?
No. Oh, no, there's a friend of ours that helps out. I mean, 3 of us in the band write the songs, and there's a friend of ours that writes lyrics as well.
That's a sort of an exceptional situation, having someone outside the band writing lyrics for you.
Well, we agree with what he writes about. I mean, it's sort of, I mean, you know, he could be in the band if he
Sure.
wanted to, but
Yeah.
it's
No,
just not the
interesting.
situation where it is.
Yeah, it's just
I
interesting.
mean, if anyone came up to us and said, you know, if they said, "Have a look at this song," if we thought it was good, we'd probably do it. I mean, you know, it was people that do the artwork. The artwork's important as well. I mean, there's a couple of people that do artwork, and if people came up and said, "Look, we've got some good artwork, do you want to use it?" we'd say, "Sure."
So when is this one available in the shops, is it?
Well, there's a bit of a delay with our one. We've still got to get the inner sleeve done, and I think CBS are mucking around as well. And like this first test pressing was no good. It came back not loud enough. It's gone back,
Not
and
loud.
the whole thing was remixed again. And we were supposed to get the test pressing back today. I think it should be back tomorrow, and probably another couple of weeks. I don't know what. Another week or so, I think we'll probably get the records back. That's providing this test pressing is good.
Right.
It should be.
Okay. We're going to hear another track off your EP called Deadheads.
Yeah.
What's this about?
It's about people that smoke dope without taking a pro or anti stance. But I think if you read the lyrics and you see the lyrics, I think it sort of proves. It points at all the silly things that people do, and it's just a funny song, and it just. I don't know.
Speaks for itself.
It just speaks for
Speaks for
itself. I
itself.
think you just have to find the lyrics and look at the lyrics, and you'll see what it's saying.
Okay, Brett, thanks.
Okay, thanks very
Let's
much,
hear it.
Tracy.